What is up, YouTube? Johnny B here again today, and we're going to be bringing you a video on a car that you guys have seen before, but you never got to really see the finished product unless you went onto the guy's Instagram, which is at That Stands Kid. I believe it's just That Stands Kid. And yeah, so he's back for some upgraded headlights, and repair of one of the fender flares actually got hit, and we decided to just order a new one, paint match it again, and you know, that'll solve the problem. Unfortunately, in this little bump, the car was literally parked while he was at work. A truck parked next to him, and as the truck pulled out, it didn't quite pull out far enough, and it clipped the left side of his car, so that side, and it actually pushed, it cracked first of all the fender flare, then it like pushed the headlight in and the fender a little bit, and it kind of like messed up the gap in between the hood and the fender. And after that, you know, he came to me, got him a quote, was able to straighten out his fender and everything. Fender didn't even really get damaged, just got a little light scuff on it, so we can probably polish that out. So we decided to paint the fender flare. It did unfortunately grab the bumper, and the bumper did get like a nice gash. So I went ahead and repaired that, and this is what you're gonna be seeing from now. We're gonna be installing the headlights. We're gonna be putting on the bumper that we just freshly painted and the fender flare that we just freshly painted. And he could have his car back again, because unfortunately it's been down. You know, it is kind of depressing when you have your build to like a standard where you're happy with it, and then somebody goes and damages it, and then you kind of get into a mode where you don't really care about the car, so you don't really drive it, you don't really, you know, pay attention to it, just because you're kind of in a depressed state. But once we get this fixed, you know, he's gonna be happy to drive it again. He's gonna be excited for the build. So let's get to it. So here's the bumper I went ahead and painted, looking nice and shiny. This spot right there was the area that it was damaged, so no more damage anymore. And these are gonna be the headlights we're gonna be installing. They are the Morimoto headlights. They have like a nice LED ring around it. The lights are LED. They should be direct plug in and play without having to do any wiring. So that's gonna be cool. I already started the unboxing. Let me show you guys what they look like. Look at that. These are gonna look awesome. So we're gonna go ahead and install those. Install the bumper. Before I install the bumper, I gotta install the grills and fog lights and everything. Install the bumper, and then we can go ahead and install the fender flares back on the Mustang. Got the bumper all put back together with the fog lights, the lower grill, the splitter, and the upper grill. So it's looking amazing right now. Now, what I have to do next is remove the stock headlights, so we can go ahead and install the new headlights before we put the bumper on, and then we can put the wide body kit. So these headlights are fairly easy to remove. They have a bolt right here on this section. They have a bolt there, and then they have a bolt there. And then it's just like one plug. So very simple. And this should just pop out. What do we got here? Looks like we got a wire interfering from something else. Go ahead and unclip the headlight while I hold it with my knee, since I'm only using one hand. There we go. This wire is still in the way, apparently. And then we gotta pull this little clip off. Got it. And then off comes the $1,200 headlight. Not cheap. All right, we got the headlights off. Let's go ahead and install the new ones. So let's go ahead and install the headlights. Let's see. Might have to put this down to not scratch the headlight on anything, but it's very simple. Just plug in goes right in, and 3 bolts. One that goes right there, and right down there. So both headlights are on. Fitment is perfect because obviously nothing got really bent up. It's fender, we were able to straighten it back out, so that's the fitment's looking good on that as well. Now the next step is to actually put on the front bumper, and then yeah, it'll be quick from there. So I got the bumper fully on. Wasn't too difficult, had to plug in everything. And then one of the issues that I found was that with the headlights, they are a little bit too far back, and you could peek through here and see a lot of the tabs. Right now it's not as bad because I went ahead and put 2 washers to kind of space this side of the headlight forward a little bit, and now you don't see them, because before there was like a gap that you could physically almost stick your fingers in between the headlight and the bumper, and now if you look at it, you can't see them anymore. So big improvement. It rained last night, unfortunately, and it was really dusty, so the car got dirty, and can't really show you guys how it looks all in one piece. But look at that fresh paint on the bumper, with the repair done that was right here. Can't even tell. And now what I have to go ahead and do is bring the flare that I painted, put that on, and we're pretty much done. And then we can go ahead and test the headlights. You know, the headlights, super simple to install. If you guys are looking to get these headlights, I'll probably leave a link down below if you want to upgrade your Mustang headlights to these Morimoto headlights. They're about 750 bucks for the pair, whereas one headlight is like 1,200 bucks, which this one was damaged in the little accident they had. So rather than spend the money on just one, we save some money by going ahead and putting on the aftermarket ones, and they're gonna look way better for pictures, especially for this car that is an Instagram car. It's got the stance and wide body kit and everything. Those headlights are gonna look really nice at nighttime for nighttime shots. So here is the freshly painted flare. Came out really nice, and all we gotta do is put it on right on here. Didn't have to worry too much about the bumper because the flare is actually what holds it on now after the cut that we did. So let's go ahead and bolt this on. So the flare is now on. There we go, looking good. You guys can notice this has different wheels from the last video. These are just temporary wheels. He's getting some custom ones made that are gonna be really wide. I think they're gonna be like 10s or 11s in the front and like almost 13s in the back. These are just some temp wheels because he sold the ones that he had from the previous video, but they still look pretty good. They don't look too bad, but the other ones are gonna have some crazy lip. I don't even need to turn on the headlights yet, and they looks like they're on. You can see the nice DRLs inside there, looking really good. But let's see if we can actually see it during the daytime. They're on. They look almost about the same during the day, but at least you can see them during the day. Look at that. Let's turn on the headlight, see how that looks. But before that, let me show you guys what this sounds like. It's actually a really good sound. Let's turn them on. It's right there. LED's working. There you go. They're both working. So the customer came to see the finished product. He brought the lip that he wanted to put on. This is actually supposed to replace the OEM one, but he wanted to place it under to give it that more aggressive look. That way when he airs out, that's closer to the ground and, you know, looks a lot lower when he's fully aired out. Pretty nice looking lip. So yeah, if you guys are looking for that lip, if we can find it, we'll put a link in the description too if you want to get like an upgraded lip for your stock 5.0. So there you have it, guys. Install of Morimoto Headlights, I think that's how you pronounce it. Install the bumper and the fender flare that were freshly painted due to a little bit of an accident. The fender and hood were polished by hand because it had a little bit of a scuff. That came out pretty easily. It wasn't that bad, and I did it by hand because I don't want to have any swirls show up on the paint, and because the black, you know, black is very difficult to keep swirls out. And the lights work. The car's looking good again, and you know, I'm happy with it. Hopefully the customer will be happy too, and then he'll get to enjoy his upgraded headlights. You know, sometimes you get into an accident and you get a little depressed. You think, why did this happen to me? Why did someone crash my car and damage my car and whatnot? But you can turn it into a positive for sure. If they have insurance or if they're willing to pay it, just like they were in this case, because the people are actually really cool. It's hard to see that nowadays, where people actually go and find you and tell you, hey, I just hit your car in the parking lot. Can you give me your info so we can settle this without the insurance? And they actually ordered all the parts for us, and they paid for the parts pretty much before, and now they're gonna come pay for the labor tomorrow. And it's pretty cool to see that there's still people out there that are really true to their word. You know what I mean? Nowadays you have people that say that and then you just never hear from them again. So I always recommend that if this does happen to you, where you get hit, you get their insurance information, just in case they decide to back down. You always have a backup to where you can go get your car fixed through the insurance or through their insurance, and get your car paid. So we made it into a positive. I told them we can do an upgraded GT500 bumper, could do upgraded headlights. Might as well, since we're already in there working, might as well upgrade it and not just really come back to the same space. But he was really interested in the headlights, so we did that for him. And the bumper was relatively unharmed. It's just a bit of a scratch, so we decided to leave that one on because he had just bought a front lip for it, so he didn't want to have to return it or be stuck with a front lip that he bought for it. So that's why we kept it that way. So that'll be showing up here in a couple seconds. So if I do get to install it in this video, you guys will see it right after this or before this, depending on how we put it in order. But thank you guys for watching, and see you guys in the next one.